Hey guys, how's it going? It is December 21st. Beautiful sunny Florida. It is like right now, hold on a second, 72 degrees. And it's sunny, it's nice, blue skies, loving it. What I want to do today, I was just thinking, what could I offer somebody who's getting into reselling? And I've got 5 tips that are real world tips that will help you um, become a successful reseller. And I know that may sound like a pitchy thing. This isn't the 10 best items to sell on eBay or the 10 best tips, but these are real world tips that if people apply them, they will either one, help you succeed, or if you don't apply them, they can help you fall as a reseller. Period. And one of the first tip is be a skeptical buyer. Okay, we all know that in general people are good, and what do I mean by being a skeptical buyer? That doesn't mean that people selling things are bad. What that means is it's your duty to find out what you're buying is what you think you're buying. And a really good example, and these examples are things that I've gotten burned on in the past. Uh, Say you go on Facebook or Craigslist or a local app, a flea market, a thrift store, it doesn't matter. And they have a watch for $75, okay? And it's not running. It's not running. 90% of the time, the person is going to say, oh, it just needs a battery. No. If that watch is not running at the time I'm purchasing it, I am buying that watch as it's not working, because you cannot risk just what somebody says, okay? If you're at a flea market or a thrift store, ask them, hey, do you have any batteries we can put in it, just to make sure, because the price you're asking is for a working watch. So once then, if they don't do that, then that right there gives you all the reason to, what a lot of people will say, lowball, because you have to minimize your risk, because there is a chance that that watch will not work when you put batteries in it. So it's happened to me. I've been burned. And what are you going to do if you're buying from a place that has not a guaranteed purchase, like on eBay? If you're at a flea market, trust me, you're not going to be able to get your money back. You buy it from a thrift shop or something, 99% of the time they have no return policies. So what I mean by be a skeptical buyer. When somebody tells you something about an item, if you can't see for yourself at that time of what they're saying is true, then take that information and just throw it out the window, okay? Because what that is they are overselling their item, okay? Which we're going to be getting into that in a little bit. Just be skeptical with what people say about the items that they're selling, okay? And I'm not saying be a Scrooge about it. I'm not saying call people a liar, but you can nod, shake your head. I understand. I says, but it's not working. So, and I have to pay a price of it not working. And if you give them a good explanation, then they can't disagree with you. If they say, well, I'll bet my next paycheck, that thing will work if you put batteries in it. I'm like, okay, write it down, give me a return, put your phone number, let me get a copy of your driver's license. Fine, then I'll take that chance. But until then, I have to buy it as non-working. And I've done that a lot of times. You can do that with toys. You can do, oh my gosh, battery operated items, holy cow. You would not believe how many times we bought stuff that takes batteries. When you put the batteries in, it doesn't work. So we've always said, keep a couple batteries in your car if you have to. Run out to your car, grab the batteries, take them into wherever you're looking at the item if you want to test it. If you want to take the risk, then you best be paying a price that there's a good chance that it's broken, okay? So that's the number one tip. Number two is don't be afraid to negotiate. Don't be afraid to ask somebody to come down. There are a lot of people that are intimidated to, especially when it's a face-to-face, to drum up that conversation. Don't be afraid. If somebody's selling something, they expect people to offer them less than what they're asking. And if you don't want to throw an offer, you just simply ask, is there any chance, can you do any better on this price? It's really a simple, and it takes time to get to learn, but just try it. And for people to say you can't negotiate with the big chain stores, you can't negotiate with Goodwill or these other places, wrong. We have negotiated with every one of them. Typically, they have a code on their price tags, and pretty much, if it's there for 2 weeks, they'll almost chop the price in half. And if you're just talking to somebody in the store, they'll say no. Ask to talk to the manager. Just ask. What will it hurt? Okay. Number three. This is to me, this is a really big one when talking to people who are getting into reselling. Okay, if you're selling on eBay and you're getting started on eBay, you're watching YouTube videos, and especially people who talk about getting top dollar for their items. That's called long tail. So it typically takes a while for it to sell, but when it does sell, it's for top dollar. If you're getting into eBay, my honest advice to you is you need to be, if you want to start turning things over with a low inventory, you need to be priced competitively, okay? When you hear people say you're leaving money on the table, it's easy for them to say that, okay? But if you're needing to pay your damn bills, you got an item that's priced up at the top, and all you have to do is bring that price down more competitive, and it sells. I mean, that's going to pay your bills, not the person that's telling you that you're leaving money on the table. So, that tip might be a little bit out of the norm, but I'm telling you, if you're new and you're getting on eBay, or if you're not new, but you think that because so many people tell you that you're leaving money on the table if you come down on your price, look, if you pay $5 for something and everybody else is selling it for $75 and you've got yours at $75, there's 4 or 5 people that are coming in at $60 or $55, and what's going to happen is you can sit and they can say, well, those people will sell out and then yours will sell. No, because the quick seller, it's getting more popular. So there's going to continually be people coming in at underneath those prices. And Amazon, it doesn't really work because there is such a thing as pricing to the bottom because of repricers. They automatically reprice. But as far as eBay, if you want to be competitive, you need to price your items competitively, because people are getting better at their eBay listings. So the competition is getting greater. Everybody's going to have good pictures. Everybody's going to have a good description. So what's going to set you apart from everybody else? Your price. So people go to eBay to find a deal, find the best possible item for the best possible price. Not all of them, but most of them. Why do you think Walmart does so well? Because they price a lot less than Macy's. Okay, number 4 is don't oversell your item. You need to underpromise and overdeliver. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, if you make a listing on eBay and you say, oh my gosh, this is the best freaking thing since sliced bread, you'll be so happy with it. It's just absolutely beautiful. You've never seen anything greater. Stuff like that, okay? You do not want to do, because what you do is you open yourself up to customer dissatisfaction. You don't know if that person has high standards and yours literally doesn't meet that standard, but according to your description, it does. So you need to be short and sweet. You need to be honest about your description. You need to be detailed about it, but don't oversell it, because as soon as you start overselling your stuff, then you're going to have issues with complaints because their expectations are going to be too high. So under promise and over deliver. Make them be excited when they get it. Oh, this is better than what I thought it was. That's what you want to have. That's the impression that you want to give to your customer. Number 5, pay attention to detail. There is nothing worse than having a customer. If you sell a Lego set, okay, you're too damn lazy to count the Legos, and you like, it looks complete. You're taking a risk. If you don't want to make sure it's got all the parts there, then it's on you. If you're selling a board game and you call it complete, it best be complete, because it's the little things like that that you may not think is a big deal that's gonna tick your customer off. You need to pay attention to detail. When you're shopping, when you're thrifting, you find something that you like that is battery operated. Always check the battery compartment, because if batteries set in an item for so long, they will start to leak, and what will happen is it will destroy the battery compartment. And what that acid does is it literally follows the metal all the way into the item, into the board of whatever item it is. So you need to pay attention to detail. If you're buying a TV that's still in the box, but the box has been opened, you need to go inside there and make sure, because typically when you buy a TV, it's a LCD or something like that. This has happened, guys. You buy the TV, it's new, but they've just opened the box. Don't take their word for it. Oh yeah, it's over there, it's brand new, we just opened it to look at it. Open it up. Make sure it has the user manual. Make sure it has the remote. Make sure it has the stupid stand that connects to the TV. It has happened that the stand is gone. So, and if there's something in a box that's been opened, verify that the item that's supposed to be in the box is in the box. Because so many times in thrift stores, somebody will donate, they bought a brand new, very expensive VCR or DVD player, and they pull the new one out of the box, put it on their shelf. They put the old one in the box, tape the box up, and donate it to Goodwill. And then you come in there, you're doing with your smartphone, you're looking, oh my gosh, this is a $500 DVD player, and somebody at Goodwill did it too. So you're paying up for this thing, and you get it home and it's an old $5 cheap VCR. Guess what? That's on you. It's on you. So you need to pay attention to detail when you're looking at stuff. If you're a clothes buyer, if you're a clothes shopper, you need to look, make sure the buttons are on, make sure there's no rips in it. I've done it before. I know Ronnie's done it before. You get something home and it's split up the whole crotch. It's like, how did I miss this? It's all about paying attention to detail that won't cost you later. Because I'm telling you what, guys, with eBay, with Amazon, with all of these platforms you're selling on, it's the little mistakes that's going to get you kicked off. And it's getting harder and harder. It's the little mistakes that's going to cost you in the long run. You know, if you have 1 day shipping, 1 day handling time on your item, then make sure it's shipped. Because if you don't, I mean, you have an option to do 2 or 3 day shipping. If you can't do it, then you need to move it out. Period. don't overpromise and underdeliver, and pay attention to detail, and be a skeptical buyer, and don't be afraid to negotiate, and be competitive in your pricing. That's what it's about, guys. So those are my 5 tips to be successful reseller. My 5 tips, I would say, especially for newer people, because who's coming on YouTube looking for ways to help get them started? It's mostly newer people. So, and all these tips can be used for veterans as well. So with that being said, that's it, guys. I appreciate it. There's 5 of them for you. Put a comment in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of us. There's all kinds of ways. goldenfingerpicker@gmail.com. Facebook fan page, Golden Finger Picker. Instagram, Golden Finger Picker. So check us out, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks.